checkup because there's only one. And I think that's really, really our challenges that we all have. We all have. So today, I'd like to invite you all to join me in exploring our ability to actually experience our heart's true desire. And I'll be mainly focusing on sharing a guided meditation for us to have that experience, okay? So I think to begin with, we can all agree that we all have desires. Wants and wishes starts with basic needs. Then we, food, clothing, shelter. We like some fresh air, some clean water, supportive relationships, all these things which seem sometimes to be like, oh gosh, when is some of that really going to happen? It really invites us to participate, to call us into action so it can unfold back into its wholeness. So, as I start to reflect back, someone said the other day, an 80-year-old friend says, I feel like I'm in the checkout counter, but I'm in the express lane. And, it gave me pause for thought. If I'm lucky enough to live a fairly happy, healthy life, fulfilling my dreams or what my goals, skills, being of raising a family, being of service to my community. Is there anything else? Am I really, really deeply satisfied? Because all of that's kind of transitory, and it's all good because it's what we're here to do. Is I use the terms bring heaven to earth, because that's really the blueprint. Some people just choose otherwise. They just forget. It's okay, but we remember, right? We remember. So I decided, well, how do you fulfill your heart's true desire? Well, I decided to Google it. And she said, I cannot find how to fulfill your heart's desire. And then I remembered that verse from Matthew, I think it's chapter 6, verse 33. Oh, the kingdom is within you. I said, well, okay, let's find that place within me, because when I look outside, sometimes it doesn't appear to be happening. And our attention can get drawn into concerns, health concerns, political unrest, integrity issues, all out here, and we can be pulled off our own center. So I'd like to share with you one of the techniques I use. This is happening over here, and that person's doing this, and it all starts to go out. So if you picture a heart, okay, it has two halves, right? So I just reach out, I just bring it back in, and here, in the very depth and touch, connect with that innermost core of my being, which is really what they refer to as our soul, that place where we're already whole and complete. Actually, by doing this is a form, a natural human technology of biofeedback. We are feeding back to ourselves our remembrance of what we are. If we pause for a moment and ask ourselves, why is it that I desire health and happiness? Where is that coming from? Well, there's that checkbox on your IRS form that if you don't fill that out, you'll go to jail, right? It comes from within us. There's a natural urge to want to express fulfillment. And as Marie so beautifully brought this morning through the music, it's a transformation. It's an involvement of coming from lower to higher as we awaken to expand into the possibilities of our true self. So I'd like to invite you now to join in, and I'll guide a meditation. And please feel free to come to this in the way that you feel led. I'm just suggesting and facilitating. And so if you want to go ahead and make a connection with yourself and you're comfortable with holding your heart, one hand, both hands, or just put your attention there, please do so. And just with compassion, be that observer. There is a physical heart. So there is an emotional heart and an energetic space. But deep, deep within our core, everything is all right. It's still. It encompasses everything that we already are. No need, no want, just to make that connection. But often, there is a layering, like fences or walls, that is keeping us from having that experience. And we just acknowledge that that's true for all of us, no matter what the story may be. The brain is designed to protect us. But we can choose in this moment to shift our attention back into feeling, allowing that simple joy of just being to be acknowledged. Now, the heart is not alone to carry all of these burdens. If we slide one hand down to our belly, our core, this is our inner ground or our gut. It's the brain we used before our upper brain developed. It was just simply our raw identification with feelings and how we responded to them. We can learn again to trust this space in our lower abdomen. Simply notice that whenever you breathe, whenever it happens, that there's an expansion, an incoming, and an outgoing. Spirit inspiring, enlivening this instrument, this vehicle that carries us through the day, through life, where we make our choices. But we're always supported. You can imagine that support to be your legs. And as you press into your feet, is not there already a ground on which you can walk without any concern about when you get up in the morning if it's going to be there? This is simply a manifestation of the one source of life that we often refer to as God, expressing itself in form as nature. And nature, we know, recycles and gives us back the oxygen that we need. And even like in a garden, she composts garbage, and like the leaves when they fall, returns those nutrients back to us that gives us life in this body, nourishing waters, minerals, even gold, and of course food. So perhaps we can be willing just in this moment to trust our bodies again, to trust the earth, to trust the space right beneath our hands in our gut, to allow the heart to let go into its partnership with our gut, with our lower abdomen, our core. Our body's vehicle that always carries and supports us safely and sustains us through any ups and downs when we are fully grounded and connected, rooted like an upside down tree deep into the womb of Mother Earth. So if you'd like, go ahead and press your feet and feel as though you're extending your feet as roots like an upside down tree, and create a space like a chute or a tube that goes from your abdomen all the way down your legs, your feet, rooted into the earth. And then there's a natural flow back up. Whenever you breathe in, drawing up all the life-giving nutrients that she provides to sustain this body and carry us safely and securely through our day. Holding or imagining, touching the abdomen and the heart. Allow your attention and your breath to flow between the two. Breathing in and breathing out. From the heart to the belly, from the belly to the heart. And opening, expanding a clear tube for this communication flow, where the heart can unpack its burdens and let go of whatever may you be feeling in this moment, be it physical pain, be it emotional pain, loss, grief, sadness of any kind. Perhaps anxiety, worry, frustration, anger, concern of any kind. Allow these walls just to soften and begin to melt and crumble and go down this tube from the heart into the belly. And from the belly all the way down the legs to the feet and into the earth. Just let it slide on down. Allow the earth just to recycle all of this crappy stuff. Just let it go. She doesn't mind if it stinks. She loves it. She returns it back to us in life-sustaining vital nutrients, physically, emotionally, energetically, in the sacred instrument to clear and carry us, recycling the energy from lower to higher. So again, as you touch your heart, just feel that there's a slide going from the heart to the belly, down the legs, the feet deep into the earth, and like a child at play who's just climbed up a slide, and that child's done it many times, and she looks forward to it with enthusiasm. Woo! There she goes, all the way down, and lands softly on both feet, and returns and goes up again, recycling the old into the new, the pain into hope, and eventually back into the joy of just being. It is the law of nature. It is the physical principles of life to be restored back into this flow. And nature abhors a vacuum, so whenever there's a big loss or an emptiness, a wanting or a desire for something to go in and fill that space, it shows up in ways that perhaps we never imagined or expected. So the key is to partner with the sacred instrument of our body in this way to allow for the return of the flow and recycling of life within us, trusting the earth, trusting our body, allowing the heart, acknowledging any of its pain or its blocks, to feel supported in the body and the earth, to let it go and recycle, so that underlying joy that's waiting to express can be freed. And we smile to that presence within us. Just acknowledge that it's there. And feel and welcome a sense of appreciation for the gift of life, for gratitude, deep, deep, heartfelt gratitude and compassion, holding ourselves in compassion for this human experience, which takes a lot of self-support and understanding of the bigger picture that we're just here to evolve and return back home into our health and wholeness. And we are supported, and we feel a sense of support for ourselves as we hold the body and embrace it in its oneness. And allow a sense of lightness to expand as you breathe in and out through your heart center. Very gently, just giving it an opportunity to let go, to recycle, to reframe, to unburden the blocks. Breathing in, welcoming that free expression once again. Ever so gently, ever so compassionately. Let our hearts know that it's perfectly natural and acceptable to have any emotion. Emotion, emotion, energy in motion. It's supposed to flow. It needs to express in the moment, not get stuck and backed up. Then things really can get sticky. Let it go all the way down that slide again. The earth recycles it for us. We just receive it back. Gently, bit by bit, just allow ourselves to open to that, our ability to be back in the flow, to be self-supporting without any bias or judgment or, well, what if I should have done that or could have? Pause. Pause the separation. This is all part of our experience of life, of the whole circle, like pieces of a pie or spokes on a wheel. It all plays a role, just like night does and day does, like sun and rain. It's all part of a continuum of expansion and involvement back into being all that we can be, looking beyond our immediate goals, connecting with this deep, deep light of our soul, our divinity, always perfect, whole in every way. And at no other time, perhaps, have we been called to be and hold our spiritual integrity of self-remembrance. that we already are all that we are seeking. Just hold, be still, and allow ourselves to unpack our heart, trust the body, feel the support of the earth, and breathe through that recycling, transformation of the one energy into our pure essence of being. And then we move our attention up to our throat, where we flow with nature in harmony of all of its laws and its processes, allowing it to flow through us and carry us, being able to be in integrity and speak our truth compassionately and gently, giving everyone else space, honoring them and their process, while being firmly anchored in the truth of our being. And then if you'd like, we draw our attention up into our forehead, into those prefrontal lobes of the brain, that place that we'll often put our hand when we're trying to figure something out. We pause and often touch our forehead. We look up, we wonder what the answer is. When our attention flows to that space approximately between the eyebrows, very gently, we connect with our attention circuits. We connect with our higher brain functions. We connect with our ability to move forward, to execute that joy, those wishes, that remembrance, and to bring our heaven onto earth. And if you find, again, that you're hearing something from behind, from those old patterns and old tapes, those stories that keep playing that say, oh, that will never work, or you're not worthy. It's a replay. It's the past. It's not the present. We can let go of that backseat driver. Just invite that backseat driver to come up to the front, right here next to your awareness in the front between your eyebrows, where you're holding your attention, anchoring it in your awareness as that observer, and discern that part of you that is the seer, the observer, that's aware of having thoughts, that's aware of having emotions, that's aware of having a body and an experience. And perhaps inquire, what is it that notices, that witnesses all of this? It is the heart of the true self, of the soul, ever present, ever watchful, always complete, watching this experience, waiting for us to be so anchored in our permanent reality that we can flow through life's ups and downs while still remembering what we are in the core of our being. So as we sit with all of our attention flowing into that space between the eyebrows very gently, let your eyes be soft. Sink back in a comfortable chair. It's already there. We're already back. Let our attention, our love for life, our love for the source of life itself, to flow to it. Love is an attracting current. Think of it like a magnet behind the full moon that will happen on Monday. Let all of your attention flow to that bright light that very source of life effortlessly. And perhaps to become more attuned, we can just open our hearts and ask for that to be revealed. And rest here in that silence for the next few moments. And as we allow ourselves to be embraced in oneness, let us extend our compassionate, heartfelt connection with all of mankind, our global family of humanity. And perhaps see people of all walks of life, races, beliefs, holding hands, connected all the way around the earth. And wish for everyone their health and well-being on every level, and above all, their own self-remembrance. And as we go forth today and every day, let us remember to literally remember, bring back parts of ourselves with our hands, gathering any distractions, anything that pulls us off of our center. Pull it back in and hold our hearts and feel that space and place deep within. And let us affirm together I am an immortal spiritual being. I am an immortal spiritual being, always aware and conscious of my true nature, always aware and conscious of my true nature. I rest in the fulfillment of my heart's true desire. I rest in the fulfillment of my heart's true desire and share this with everyone, everywhere. And share this with everyone, everywhere. Let's chant Om together one time.